everyone, thanks so much for watching. I'm Courtney, owner of Wreath in Hand. Today, as you saw, we are making a Chargers football wreath. We are going to be starting off with cutting our mesh. This is a 10-yard roll of mesh. You'll only need one roll for this. This is a poly burlap mesh. I got this from Craft Outlet. We're going to first clean up our mesh. This actually looks really clean. It's not very uneven, but we're just gonna clean it up a tiny bit. And we are going to cut 18 pieces at 20 inches. So you're gonna use a self-healing mat and using a rotary cutter, you're going to cut your mesh at 20 inches. Now that all the mesh is cut, we're going to go ahead and add our ruffles into the wreath frame. We are using a 14-inch wreath frame from the Dollar Tree. I wired it myself. If you would like to learn how to do this, check out any of my other videos. I show step-by-step on how to do it literally in all of my other videos. For the ruffles, we're going to take our mesh. You're going to fold over a tiny bit of the edge. And then you're just gonna bring the mesh. You're gonna scrunch it up towards you. Trying to go as straight down the middle as possible, but if you veer off a little, that's all right. You can just fix it. That's what the ruffle should look like. And then you're gonna go ahead, don't untwist it from the frame. You're just gonna place the ruffle on top, and then you're going to give 3 twists. 1, 2, 3. And then if you need to adjust your ruffle a little, go ahead and do that. I'm going to go ahead and add the rest of them onto the frame. Here's what the wreath looks like with all the mesh added. We're going to move on to making our bow. I'm going to be using this Chargers ribbon. I got this one from Iowa Ribbons Boutique. You can find them on Etsy. And then I'm also going to be, this one is a 2.5 inch. And then I'm going to be using this 7/8 yellow ribbon. You can find this on Craft Outlet, Reach Shop. The ribbon length for the tails, I'm going to make 8 inches. I'm going to pinch it right here in the center. This is the Easy Bow Maker. As I place it into between the prongs, I'm going to twist it. Sorry, wrong way. I'm going to twist the other side. This is a directional ribbon, so it might be reversed for you. I don't know. But the lightning bolts are directional, so I want to make sure those are going the right way on the wreath. And if they're not, then I'll show you a way. Yeah, see, this one's gonna be going the wrong way, so I'll show you how to fix that. So we're going to make this bow loop 5 inches. And I'm gonna twist it as I put it into the prongs. And I'm gonna make the same size loop on the other side. And I think I want to make, I was thinking 1 loop, but I don't know, maybe I should do 2 loops. I think I'm going to do 2 loops on both sides. So I'm going to make the same size loop, again, 5 inches, pinching it, and then twisting it so I have the right side ribbon up. And then I'm going to go ahead and cut the tail. As you can see, these lightning bolts are going the correct way on the ribbon. However, these ones are upside down. A very easy way to do that is you're just going to take it and flip it. You can do this once it's on the bow, but I like to do it as it's on the bow maker because it's going to get tighten down that way so it will stay in place better. So again, just twist it. And now they're all going the right way. I'm gonna make the yellow ribbon tail the same length. I'm gonna place it in the bow maker, twist it. And for this one, I think I'm gonna do a 4-inch loop. I'm gonna twist it. And then I'm not sure if I want, let me see. I think it looks good with just the one loop. Because I really want the focus to be on the chargers ribbon. Yeah, I'm just gonna do one loop. To get it off of the ribbon maker, I'm going to slip my fingers underneath the bow, pull it up, make sure my fingers are holding tight onto it, and then using a zip tie, I'm just going to wrap it around and zip tie it. And before you tighten it all the way down, you're gonna, oh my lord, these zip ties are so hard to use. Not zip ties in general, just these particular ones I have are really difficult. Still can't find them. I'm gonna slip the Chanel stem in between, and I'm gonna tighten it all the way down. And if you need to, before you tighten it, to make sure all your ribbon is where it needs to be, go ahead and do that. It certainly helps. It looks good, so I'm gonna tighten it. Now that the bow is done, we're gonna prep our sign. That was my dog, by the way, if you heard that. So this is the sign we're using. I got this from Sports Wreath Shop. You can find them on Etsy, or they have a regular website. I'm gonna be using 3 Chanel stems. And as you can see, I've done these 2 already. I usually like 4 points of contact, but I'm just not sure if one of the sides is actually gonna reach over. I mean, I guess I could extend the Chanel stem if I wanted, but I'm just gonna try 3, see how it goes. So when you're stapling your signs, you wanna make sure your sign is thick enough. If your sign is not thick enough, you will poke through to the other side. So you need to pay attention to the thickness of your sign. So I'm gonna go ahead and use my staple gun and staple down the Chanel stem. And as you can see, it did not poke through. Now that I have it stapled down, I'm going to add glue right in the middle. And then I'm gonna give it a couple twists. And then I'm gonna add a bunch of glue around that as well. I added my sign and my bow off camera. They can be a little difficult for me to, more like time consuming for me to put on, so I just choose to do those off camera. But if you would like for me to show you on camera, I can try to do that for my next videos. Just let me know in the comments. So originally when I got this sign, I was gonna put the bow on this side, but when I laid it out right now, you know, I don't want to cover like the face mask part of the helmet, so I decided to move the bow over here. And then I got this cute, oh my god, look at it, it's so cute, this little football. I will show you how to attach this though, but I think I'm gonna put this here. Maybe, I don't know actually. No, I'm not sure it looks good there. Maybe in the bow? Actually, I kind of like that. Should we put it in the bow? Oh my god, I think that actually looks so pretty. Okay, I think I'm actually gonna put this cute football inside the bow. Let me show you what we're gonna do for ribbon tails. So I know I'm gonna use some of this Chargers ribbon, and yes, I did buy, I believe, a 10-yard roll. However, I'm not gonna use this ribbon on the entire wreath, and it is not because I mean, I think it would be actually kind of overwhelming if I did do this on the whole wreath, but my biggest thing is that this ribbon is pricey, and I don't want to up the price of the wreath, so I'm just going to use it mindfully just around the top, and I think that will actually look better than just doing it around the whole wreath anyways. So I do have there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 ties, but I don't think I want to use this one because it's really close to the bow, and I think if I put this here, like, I don't know, I'm just not sure if I'll like it. If I change my mind, I'll do it, but I think it would look better starting here. And then this one over here, I'm also not sure for the same reason as this, so I may just do the 4 right here to start with for this one, and then I'll probably do the yellow. I think I really like the skinny yellow with it, or I have a 1.5. Let me see. I finished cutting my ribbon tails. I did 4 of the Chargers ribbon at 12 inches, and then I did 4 of the 7/8 ribbon also at 12 inches. And after cutting, using it for the bow, and so far, if this is all I use, this is how much I have left. I could definitely for sure make another wreath, so all worth it. To add these into the wreath, I'm going to take them and put the 7/8 on top of the 2.5, and I'm going to fold it over. You can just eyeball it if you want. And then I'm gonna pinch it in the middle. You wanna make sure they're even. And then I am going to untwist the tie so that the mesh is exposed. And I'm going to put the ribbon right on top. And I'm going to twist it tight 5 times or 6. You wanna make sure, drop my glue gun. You want to make sure it's tightened down because you don't want your tie coming untied, and then your mesh and your ribbon and everything will fall out. So you know, obviously you don't want that to happen. So I'm gonna snip off the chenille stem and then fold it over and then slip it under the sign because we are done with it. We're not gonna need any more of it, and hopefully I don't change my mind about the ribbon because it is a pain in the butt trying to change the ribbon with such a short chenille stem. But you can do it. Si se puede. And then that's what it should look like. I'm gonna go ahead and do the rest on top. I finished cutting all my ribbon tails. I'm gonna be doing 5 of these, this blue and white with this 1.5 yellow. This one's a 2.5. I cut 5 pieces of each of these at 12 inches. And then I paired these two together, this 2.5 yellow and this 1.5 yellow. These are also cut at 12 inches. Now that I have all my ribbon tails cut, I'm gonna go ahead and start adding them into the wreath. I'm gonna take my 2.5 and my 1.5, and it doesn't matter which way you do it, it just depends on what you want it to look like. But you can certainly put the 1.5 on the bottom if you'd like. You're gonna fold it in half and then pinch it in the middle. Make sure it's even. And then I am gonna start down here and I'm gonna open up the tie so it's open all the way down to the mesh. And just like before, I'm gonna put it in there And I'm gonna twist it about 5 times. And then I'm gonna snip off the remaining part of the chenille stem because we don't need that. And then we're gonna tuck down the rest of the nub. And then we're going to spread out the ribbon tails. And I'm gonna do that for the rest of them. Finished adding all of the ribbon tails onto the wreath, and this is what it looks like so far. I did decide to add another ribbon tail here just because it felt a little empty. So I added that, but I didn't add one on this side. So now we're going to add our football embellishment. So I'm gonna put it here. I already removed the tag, and usually if it's like soft styrofoam, you can insert like a dowel, like a stick or like a wire or something into there. But I've used these before and they're really hard to insert the sticks. So you want to figure out where you want to position it. And I'm going to put it here. So I'm going to attach a chenille stem in the back. This actually has a seam down the middle, so that helps. And I'm going to use my staple gun. For this, the staple size doesn't matter. Okay, maybe this isn't working. Hold on. Hold the phone. All right, I got the first staple in. This is actually really hard to put in. I don't know why it's not working. Usually it just staples in pretty fine. So I'm gonna try it again. I got that staple in, but I had to kind of push it in myself. Okay, so I did get it partially put in. I don't know if you can see it. So I'm just gonna go ahead and work the staple. I'm just gonna push the staple down more. And then I'm going to put a bunch of hot glue on there. And even now it doesn't move, but that's fine. I'm gonna add some hot glue on there. So weird, I've used these footballs on I think 2 or 3 other wreaths and they stapled just fine. Maybe this one's a different one, I don't know. And I'm gonna go ahead and let that dry. While that's drying, I want to embellish the wreath. I had originally bought these. They're white and sparkly glittered. But now putting them on, I just feel like it makes it look like wintry, or maybe like, I don't know, I feel like it just doesn't work with the football wreath. Like it looks too, it's just giving me Christmas vibes. So I don't think I'm gonna use these. I'm gonna see if I have something else. So I have this greenery, and I think I'm just gonna use these little ones. I just wanna embellish it a little bit, and because it's a football wreath, it's basically an everyday wreath. So the greenery is just fine. I'm gonna lay it out and then see how I like it. I didn't like the greenery. I mean, it didn't look bad, but I don't know, I guess I just didn't want to add green to it. So I went through my stash and I found these. These were from Hobby Lobby over Christmas. So they're not white. I think they're like a cream or an ivory. But I think I like, let me see how it looks on the camera. Yeah, I think that looks way nicer. The sticks are brown. So I don't know, I might twist like a white chenille stem around them. I'm not sure. glued down all the little berries. So now I'm going to attach my football. I'm gonna go between the bow and I'm gonna attach it down to the frame and then tie it.